Hello, in this short video I will give you a couple of reasons for the non-existence of God. The first reason why God doesn't exist is because of the fact that God is perfect, so He would have never created such an imperfect world. And the second reason why God doesn't exist is that God would have never created the human beings that are capable to do bad things, that are capable to do sins, crimes, and that are capable to do evil. God would have never created them because God is perfect and God is all power, God is omnipotent, and from that reason He could have created perfect creatures that are not capable to do evil at all, are not capable to do wrong at all, are not capable to do crimes and sins, etc. And if we can say that God created the human beings in order to put them to the test, what is the reason behind that? He could have created perfect creatures that will never do any wrong, any evil. So why to create the human beings? And God doesn't have anything to do but to test the human beings and to put them to test. It makes no sense. And in addition, we should remember that God knows the future. God knows what will happen in the future, and for that reason He knew that the human being will do evil things, will do sins and crimes and all the bad things that human beings did in the past. God knew that they will do it because He knows what will happen in the future. So why to create them from the beginning? He could have created perfect creatures that will never do wrong, and for that reason we can deduce that God didn't create the human beings, so we can deduce that from that God doesn't exist at all. And the third reason why God doesn't exist is that God would have never created such a reality in which there is so much human sufferings, so much wars, so much violence, so much cruelty and so much death, and so much poverty and hunger, and so much natural disasters such as earthquakes, floods, and also hurricanes and so on. So God would ever created such a bad world. Okay? And the fourth reason why God doesn't exist is that God would ever created such a reality in which the very existence of the predator is dependent in his ability to kill the prey. The existence of the lion, the very existence of the lion is dependent in his ability to kill the prey, the deers, the lambs, and so on. So God would ever created such a cruel reality, such an injustice. So that is the fourth reason why God doesn't exist. And the fifth reason why God doesn't exist, that actually there are three monotheistic religions. And monotheistic is defined as a belief in one God, or the oneness of God. And those three religions are the Judaism, the Christianity, and the Islam. And those three religions are contradict each other in the explanation or in the description of how God created the world. And they also don't have the same God. The God of the Christianity is not the same God as the God of the Judaism or as the God of the Islam. So from that reason, from the reason that there are so much contradictions and also so much differences in the gods of those religions, we can deduce that all those religions are false. They are not true, and that they are the invention of the human beings. And we can deduce also that God was created by the human beings. God is the invention of the human beings, and God doesn't exist at all. Okay? And the sixth and last reason why God doesn't exist is actually a logic reason. We can logically deduce that God, that is all power, that is omnipotent, that is omnipotent, cannot exist because of the simple reason that we can ask the simple question: if God can create such a big stone that he himself cannot lift. If the answer to that question is positive, then we can say that there is something that God is not able to do. That is to say, God is not, that is something that God is not able to do. That is to say, God is not able to lift the stone that he himself created. So from that we can deduce that God is not all power. God is not omnipotent. And if the answer to that question is negative, then we can say that God cannot create so big stone that he himself cannot lift. And from that reason, God is not all power. God is not omnipotent. So from that example, we can deduce that such an all-power or omnipotent entity can never exist, or such all-power entity can never exist, because it can never exist logically. Okay, so that was the sixth reason why God doesn't exist at all. So those were all the reasons for non-existence of God. Okay, thank you very much.